Hey, Joe at B Sharp here. So we got our Marsblades this morning, and we've got some Bauer skates. So we're gonna pull the holders off these guys and install these guys, and I'll walk you guys through the whole process. So step one here is to remove these hockey holders so we can put on the rollerblade holders. This is me removing all of the rivets. First we start by removing the steel rivets. A little bit later you'll see me switch over and we're going to remove the coppers. So this is removing of the copper rivets. They're a little bit more labor intensive than removing the steel rivets that we did earlier. These require a pin, which is what you'll see me hitting here with a hammer. It's going to drive the copper rivet down through the skate into a pocket on the back side of the riveter. It breaks off the little washer that's connected to it. So if you take your skates and you flip them over and you look and see what I'm talking about, you'll see copper rivets and you'll see black steel rivets. And the copper rivet kind of gets mushroomed over, and you'll see that when we were doing normal hockey replacements, but you won't see any coppers when we're doing the roller blades. So at this point, we're going to put the Marsblades on the hockey boot. Currently, I have a couple of tacked on rivets just to keep the holders on the actual skate. From there, I'm going to add a couple of extra rivets just to keep these things aligned. Make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be so that you track in a straight line while you're rollerblading. From here, we're going to actually drill some extra holes. It's easier to drill the heel holes and the inner holes closest to the Marsblade holder after the holders are actually tacked onto this boot. These holders are a little bit wider because of the pivot in them, so you can't actually mount them straight on, so we have to actually drill in at an angle. So if you have your Marsblades, you'll see that they come with little angled washers, and we'll be installing those. Unfortunately, I didn't put those on in the video. They're actually on the rivets that I'll be using set aside, so they're actually already on currently. So when we're doing this, it's a little bit quicker than what it actually normally would take. So normally this whole process takes probably 5 or so minutes to add, but this video for the adding of these rivets is only about 2 minutes because I've done all the extra work outside the video. Okay, so now we've got the Marsblades installed on the skates. Now we have to get all of the actual bearings here and their spacers and axles into the actual wheels here. So let's see if I can get the camera set up here properly so you guys can see this. So these wheels, like anything, if you're buying even the Bauer Mission wheels or Easton, they come with just the wheel. There's nothing that makes them spin. This is what makes them go around. So as it rolls away, you've got these spacers, and then you've got your axles. These two guys are considered your axle. So what best way to do it that I've found is just take your ABEX 7 bearings, put it in, give it a little bit of a push. It'll sit in there. Fit your spacer in from behind your next wheel or bearing. Give it a little bit of a push once you get it all aligned, which of course does not want to go in. The tool that they give you here from Marsblade is for getting your bearings and stuff out, which works really well, as you can see. So let's get that set in there. So that's in there now. Make sure that it goes directly into the backside of this guy. Nice and easy. Let's see if we can pull that over here so you can see it. And straight pressure down, that way it's in there and it's sandwiched properly so that it'll spin. Okay, so we're gonna do that a bunch of times for these guys. I'll do one more for you guys so you can see it. One in, straight pressure down, grab another one of these axles, take the bolts off. You can either start it this way, in the bearing here, that way it slides nice in there, and slide it in this way so you can feel it, kind of catch the front side so that it's directly in the center. Okay. And then it's together. Nice and easy. Pop. There. Make sure that everything's in there. Everything spins. Everything spins. Okay. So we can keep going with that guy. We'll see you in a minute. Here's our wheel installation. We're going to install the three 76 mil, I keep saying inch, 76 mil wheels at the heel with the locking nuts on the inside of these ones. Number two. Gotta make sure that we're just installing the 76s currently. And this one's a 72, so we're gonna put the small one up front. That way you get a little bit better control. You're not always digging into the asphalt, so it's kind of more like skating. Hand tight these guys a little bit, get them all installed. Make sure that they all have Loctite on them. They should, they're all new. If they don't, make sure you put a little bit of Loctite, blue Loctite, not red Loctite, on them so that you can remove them. Well, thumbs today. This is what happens when you're not in the store for weeks. Come back in to do a couple of things. Get out of the rhythm. There you go. Marsblades.